Hey, good morning. Welcome to worship. I have a few announcements for us before we get going. It is the fourth Sunday of the month, and so we continue having loud offering. And I'm going to give you some ways that you can give to either Frank Alice or the Personal Essentials Pantry, or both. So if you would like to give to Frank Alice and the families that they are taking care of, you need to go to gofundme.com. And then there is a search button, and then you should enter Frank Alice, and there is a picture of the Frank Alice School with all of its staff standing on the steps. Click there and you should be able to donate. Now, for the Personal Essentials Pantry, if you would like to give to the Personal Essentials Pantry, go to paypal.com, and there should be a button that says send money. And then you send money to coordinator at peppartnership.net. But PEP Partnership is spelled PEPPARTNERSHIP.net. Okay? So those are two ways to give to two of the special ministries that we're working on. We continue to meet every Wednesday night for a book study. And if anybody is interested in joining us with that, you are welcome to. Just email me and I can include you on the invite. And then we meet virtually by WebEx is usually what we use. So the other thing, it looks like we're going to be doing worship like this in a YouTube sort of fashion for at least the rest of April and most of May, all the way up through May 24th for sure. And then there's probably going to be some ways that we need to take care of ourselves when we're at worship after that. And so some of those ways would be washing hands, sanitizing hands, using fist bumps and so forth like that. We'll be a little careful with how we take communion. But the other thing that we may want to consider, and I'm going to throw out there, is that I think it would be appropriate for us to be wearing masks. And I know not all of us have masks, but I would like to try to put together another ministry of some people who would sew masks. So we probably need between 50 and 80 masks. So if anybody doesn't have one, they can just take one when they get to church. They can use it and keep it. It's not like they're going to be turning them back in and washing them or anything like that. It's just a one-time deal. You get your mask, you wear it, hang on to it, and you can continue to wear it when you go out. Another important day. Mike Roth has a birthday this week, so please keep him in your prayers. And then a bunch of you sent me pictures and little video clips of welcome, so let's check those out next.
Greetings, Zion family, from Kurt and Ginger. We miss you guys.
Peace.
Good morning, Zion family. I miss you.
Hello from the Zeters.
Hi.
Good morning. Miss all of you. Stay well.
Hello, everyone. Hang in there.
Great is your faithfulness, O God. You wrestle with the sinner. and all your people sing along. So remember your people, remember your children, remember your promise, oh God. Your grace is enough, your grace is enough, your grace is enough for me. Your grace is enough, your grace is enough, your grace is enough for me. So remember your people, remember your children, remember your promise, oh God. Your grace is enough, your grace is enough, your grace is enough for me. Your grace is enough, heaven's reaching down to us. Your grace is enough for me. God, I see your grace is enough. I'm covered by your love. Your grace is enough for me. For me.
All right, I'd like to invite the kids to come up at this time and meet some of my friends. So last week we talked about some of our eggs, and I want you to meet our chickens that gave us those eggs, and we'll go check in the coop and see if we have any fresh ones, and then we'll take those in. All right, here they are. Look at them. There we go. They're all outside since it's a nice sunny day today. They're hanging out. But here's the coop. We'll go in here, see what we got. Look, check that out. We have hand sanitizer just in case. That's where they eat. And then there's some water for them. And all of these are called nesting boxes. So let's see. That's actually a fake egg in there. There's one fake egg in each nesting box so that the girls remember exactly what to do and why they're supposed to be in there. So let's see. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Here we go. That's one. That's two. And I got two earlier this morning. So our girls keep doing what they're doing. I look forward to seeing you guys when we get back. Blessings to you all. Our text today is from Psalm 139. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from far away. You search out my path and my lying down. You are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, O Lord, you know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It's so high that I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to the heaven, you're there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and settle in the farthest limits of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light around me becomes night, even the darkness is not so dark to you. The night is as bright as the day, for darkness is as light to you. For it was you who formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, that I may know very well. My frame was not hidden from you. When I was being made a secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth, your eyes beheld my unformed substance. In your book were written all the days that are formed for me, when none of them as yet has existed. How weighty to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. I try to count them. They're more than the sand. I come to the end. I am still with you. Here ends the reading. That psalm, I think, is pretty awesome. It's actually called the Inescapable God. This psalm reminds me that God knows how we're feeling, exactly how we're feeling. God knows our fears and our joys and our frustrations. God knows us from the very beginning. And it also reminds us that hard as we might try to escape God, we just can't. Yeah, we have free will. I understand that. And we can turn our backs on God all day long. I've got no problem with that. But God will never leave us alone. That's the good news. God will never leave us alone, and God will always be on the lookout for us. That's what's going on there in that psalm. So I want to go a little bit sideways for just a moment, like that should be any surprise to anybody who's watching this. So the devotions that I've been reading this week have all been based on Jonah. And remember, he was the prophet that God sent to go to Nineveh to share with them what they should be doing. But Jonah didn't want to go. So Jonah kept running away from God, kept running away as fast and as far and as hard as he could. But like in the psalm, God wouldn't let Jonah go. At one point, though, in this whole story, Jonah tries to escape by getting on a boat with a bunch of sailors and cross the sea. And in the midst of crossing the sea, there became a huge storm in the sea. And the sailors were convinced that Jonah was the one who caused the storm. As if, right? So in response to that, they actually threw Jonah overboard. That's when the fish comes in. That is when some saving grace comes into this whole thing, and a giant fish swallows Jonah. One writer said that this was Jonah's timeout chair. Another one said that it was a time for him to relax. Now, I personally have never been inside a fish. I've caught quite a few, but I've never been inside a fish. But I have fallen out of a boat while fishing with my cousins. That experience is really etched in my brain. I fell in and the water was over my head. And just below the surface, there was all this seaweed that was growing up. You know how that kind of happens off the floor of a lake. And the more that I struggled, the more that the seaweed wrapped around my legs and it got up to my waist even, the more I struggled, the more entangled I became, until I finally relaxed. And when I finally relaxed, all of that went away. That was all I needed to do, was relax. So here we are, apart and together all at the same time, feeling pulled under and wanting to escape. Now's the time to settle, to allow God's love and God's care to wash over us and embrace us as we continue to wait in the safer at home time, as we continue to practice social distancing, as we continue, as we may, to actually realize how free we are and maybe how free we've become from many of the trappings around us. May we all know that God has created us and blessed us and continues to be with us no matter what's going on. Amen. Let's take some time for communion together. If you don't already have it, why don't you go get some bread product of some sort and some wine or grape juice or water, and we can share in communion together. Yeah, so I had to step away and get my stuff ready for communion. I have some Louis XVIII wine that was made by my neighbor down the street, so I'll be having that. Couldn't find any crackers or actually bread or much anything else, but what I did have was peanut butter sandwich Girl Scout cookies. So when in doubt, let's feast. When Jesus would gather together with his friends, he would take whatever was possible and bless it and make it holy and announce that his presence was there. And so we remember that on the night that he was betrayed, Jesus took bread. He gave thanks for it. He blessed it and broke it, gave it to his friends, saying, "Take and eat. This is my body given for you. Do this and remember me." Later, Jesus took a cup of wine. He blessed it and gave thanks for it. He said, "This cup is a new agreement between you and me and God. This is my life force, given for you for the forgiveness of sin. Whenever you share it, remember me." So friends, together and apart, we share in this bread and wine, Christ's body and blood that brings us together. Please take some time and eat. During our closing prayer, there will be some silent time for you to add your own intentions. So let us pray. Oh, great love, thank you for living and loving in us and through us. May all that we do flow from our deep connection with you and all beings. Help us become a community that vulnerably shares each other's burdens and the weight of glory. Listen to our heart's longings for the healing of the world. Knowing you are hearing us better than we are speaking, we offer these prayers in all the holy names of God. Amen. Who's church? Go love with God in your heart always. Awesome. See you next week, everybody.